welcome to another episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents Exploration and Exchange. I'm Alfred Hitchcock, and today we will be providing you with a delightful tale about none other than myself. Throughout my filmmaking career, I explored several different film techniques and fear tactics used to draw viewers to my films. I exchanged information with those around me, whether through my career or in my own home. So with no further ado, we can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'll be back at the end for a brief conclusion to clear up some points for the less intelligent folks in the audience. So with no further ado, I present to you Alfred Hitchcock Presents Exploration and Exchange.
He's flirting with you. I guess he knows my wedding ring.
And cut! Good work, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the film we require for that scene. You're dismissed for the day.
How's that, Dad?
Oh, brilliant as always. You never disappoint. However, I want to try it again tomorrow. Some of the lighting was off in a few places. There's more light in some places and more shadow in others. So I'll have to explore what changes I can make to the lighting in order to get it perfect. Since we're doing Psycho in black and white, it's imperative that the lighting is exactly how I want it.
I agree. I think it could have been a bit too light over there.
Yes.
We'll talk about it at dinner. I'm still coming over, right?
Oh yes, your mother's cooking again. Should be good.
Alright, I'll see you then.
Throughout Hitchcock's career, he exchanged information with many people. One of them, his daughter Patricia Hitchcock. She was featured in several of his films, including Psycho, Strangers on a Train, and Stage Fright, and was always eager to listen when he shared his experiences.
My dear, how are you? Did you review the film for the shower scene? Oh, I originally didn't want to add music, but that Bernard Herrmann was right. I think it added to the mood. But some of those producers are saying that it's too scandalous, but I want to know what you think.
I think that it's very inventive, but you can't use that film.
What? Why not?
You just can't use it. She swallows on the floor when she's supposed to be dead. If anyone notices the rooms, come here, I'll show you.
Huh.
Hitchcock also exchanged information with his beloved wife, Alma. She was a screenwriter for several films and often a collaborator. Alma would help Hitchcock with his storyboards and was always the person he turned to for approval before a movie could be finished. She was an instrumental role in the making of several movies, including Psycho, and even wrote the scripts for movies such as The Ring, Stage Fright, and Murder.
Oh, it seems Saul Bass is saying that the opening sequences for Psycho look exactly as we discussed. Do you see this? Movie theaters are saying they're not going to show my film. This is a cutting-edge film, a masterpiece.
Times are changing, but as for right now, we have to follow the rules. We worked too hard to not have this show.
I will convince them. Do not worry. I will not cut a single stab or a single drop of blood from this film. Psycho will be shown in theaters as is. I want to push the limits of the movie industry and test audience reactions.
Alfred Hitchcock encountered many struggles with censorship in his career, and he explored how far he could push audience reactions, even when movie theaters threatened not to show his movie. He wanted to explore a new territory of film, and battled his way to get that right.
Here's your paper, Mr. Disney.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. And don't forget my dry cleaning.
Sure thing, sir. Oh, and you might want to check out the entertainment section. It seems that Mr. Hitchcock's films are very popular among the spectators.
What? I cannot believe this. Who enjoys Hitchcock's films?
I'm not sure, but it does seem to be something different than what other people have done.
Different because they're tasteless and disgusting. No one would produce this garbage except for Hitchcock.
While many people enjoyed Hitchcock's films, several critics, including Walt Disney himself, hated the films that Hitchcock produced. While Hitchcock enjoyed to see how far he could push audiences, many people felt that he went too far. They viewed his films as trashy and dismissed his work. He was even disregarded by the Academy at some points, as he never won an Oscar in his entire career.
Oh, sweetheart, lighten up. I know you're upset about this in the Andy Griffith show.
I know, I'm sorry. But hey, we can see whatever movie you want. So long as it's not that new Hitchcock movie.
Well, why not? I've heard it's terrifying.
Yeah, have you read the reviews? Critics say it's terrifying. Might not be right for a girl like you'd be watching.
Yes, but did you see the camera angles in Vertigo? They were so scary and sweeping that they almost made me sick.
Exactly.
Oh, James, come on, it'll be fun.
All right, let's go. 2 tickets to Psycho, please.
That'll be $1.38.
Keep the change.
Enjoy the magic of the movies.
I'll try.
Man, ever since Psycho came out, we've been selling tickets non-stop. I mean, have you seen it? It's so scary.
Before Psycho was released, movies were falling, but Hitchcock's film changed that. In 1958, American box office dropped to below $1 billion a year, a figure it had held since the early 1940s. In the same year, average weekly attendance dropped to 35 million. It had originally been 82 million in 1946. The lack of growth can be attributed to the fact that the movies were becoming somewhat boring and predictable and the rising popularity of television. However, after Hitchcock released Psycho in 1960, box office ratings began to rise because of the never-before-seen suspense and graphicness of the film. It broke box office records in the United States, Japan, and the rest of Asia, France, South America, Canada, and Britain. Psycho made $14 million after its initial release, over 10 times the original budget of $800,000. Hitchcock's revolutionary film exchanged the falling movie industry for a new and profitable empire, where people were eager to see what would happen next.
I just don't know why she would say that about me.
Right. Oh, it looks like people are coming out from the last movie. Better put us.
So, what did you think?
I have to say, it was a lot better than I was expecting.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Mary and Linda. Did you have any favorite parts?
Well, I wasn't much for the mystery sort of things, but the moments leading up to it were so...
Suspenseful?
Yes, that's the word. Man, that Hitchcock really has a knack for adding suspense. It's nothing like I've ever experienced before.
I can't wait to see what Hitchcock comes out with next.
And I hope I get to see it with you.
Although sometimes dismissed by critics, people around the world enjoyed Hitchcock films. They scared people like they had never been scared before, because they were things that could actually happen, instead of just a monster crawling through a window. Alfred Hitchcock explored the human mind and twisted it into a way that was new and terrifying. Hitchcock also explored different film techniques and fear tactics to help create his influential films. For example, the shower scene. While the knife never actually touched Janet Leigh, the sporadic cutting of the angles back and forth gave the impression that something horrible was going on. So, that is Alfred Hitchcock. I could go on, but then he'd never leave. Any questions?
Okay, I understand that Hitchcock was popular back in his day, but why is this relevant?
Yeah, I want to be a director now, so why should I care what this guy did 50 or 60 years ago?
If there are plenty of more successful directors out there.
I see. Jennifer, who's your favorite director?
Easy. Steven Spielberg.
Well, did you know that Steven Spielberg attributes a lot of his inspiration to Hitchcock?
Really? But what do their movies have in common?
Almost everything, from action sequences to lighting. And you all know the famous Hitchcock shower scene, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was one of his most successful scenes, and it's used across media everywhere, whether in a Simpsons episode or in a commercial. Alfred Hitchcock's work is all over media and referenced everywhere. And whether or not you realize it, he still has a large influence today and is still a household name. And not to mention, on the American Institute Top 100 Most Influential, Most Thrilling Films, Alfred Hitchcock is the most represented director with 9 films on the list, and Psycho coming in #1. Alfred Hitchcock explored new territories of film and was quite successful. I expect you all to do some reading on him tonight. I think you'll find him quite fascinating. Class dismissed.
So now that we are drawing to a close, I think it's time we came down to a few main points. Throughout my filmmaking career, although sometimes dismissed, I explored how far I could push the very movie industry and created a new, profitable empire that people loved. I exchanged information with those around me, whether my wife and daughter or my colleagues, such as Saul Bass and Bernard Herrmann. I also exchanged the old ways of movies for a new, more suspenseful experience that people enjoyed. I encountered many obstacles, such as the advancement of television or censors by producers. But I powered through and became great. My influence is still around today, and I am still considered one of the greatest directors in movie history. So now I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Until next week.